morning, guys. Today I've got some errands to run, some more returning to do. I swear my life as of late has been alterations and returns. So there was actually a almost scary situation with my daughter's graduation dress. So we had ordered it, well, to be fair, we had ordered it last minute, but it was from a company that we order from all the time. So they do like this second free overnight thing. And the first dress we ordered, you know, way ahead of time. It didn't fit her. Took it to the alterations to see. I think I told you guys about this, maybe. Anyways, they couldn't let that dress out, so went back on the website, returned that dress, went back on the website with enough time to spare. So it was Wednesday and her graduation was Saturday. And with the 2-day, we were gonna get it on Friday. And so I placed the order and sure enough it said guaranteed delivery for Friday. And then on Thursday, I got a notification saying that her dress was gonna be delivered on Monday. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I called them and the people were so nice. They were like, yeah, we're sorry, we had a delay on our side. So we're gonna ship you the same dress overnight. And then we're gonna call back the other shipment. Well, I guess they didn't get the other shipment in time because now I have 2 of the same dress. So I'm gonna return the one that I just got, and so I have another thing to return. I'm also gonna be filming for my main channel. I wanna go to Big Lots and just kind of see what's been going on over there because I haven't been in a while. I think I may even add Marshalls or TJ Maxx and look for some workout clothes. But I'm not really sure. It may just be like a shop with me Big Lots, but that's gonna be for my main channel. Here's your daily dose of Loxy right here. We're returning the gate as well, and then I need to come home later today and find another gate. All right, but first I thought I'd give you guys a dashboard tour of this new car. Okay, yes. I love Luda. This is not my new car. This is the rental car that I got because my daughter got into an accident, which I think maybe this will be a small little story time about that, but never owned a Jeep before. It's really nice. It's actually very brand new. There's 81 miles on it. When I got it, there was 27 miles. So it's a little too sporty for my taste, like all this red trim, but it's really nice. I put that on because apparently this thing just kind of stops. It's to save emissions, but it turns the air off too, and when it's hot in Texas, like that's, you could be sitting at a light for a while and the car just completely turns off. But yeah, so this is just, I forget what kind of Jeep this is, but oh, it's a Trailhawk. So it must be some sort of, like, what do you call it? Some sort of sporty type package they got going on. There's this up here, nothing really. Obviously you can see it's a rental car because they've got these little stickers here. And it has Apple Play and everything. I mean, I obviously don't touch it. It has, because it's so new, it has Sirius XM. So that's really cool. It's what I've been listening to. I can listen to the 90s. Ooh, Salt and Pepper. Does that make me? And then, let's see, we've got the 80s. Alright, so quick little story time about what happened. Ooh, how deep do I go? Well, it was my daughter's graduation, so her grandmother was coming into town. My mother. Honestly, like, I can't even say that. I just don't have that kind of relationship. So if you're just kind of wondering why this seems a little awkward, I just don't have that kind of relationship, and it feels awkward to like say that. So anyway, that's not this story time video. Anyway, I had told her that because she was arriving, you know, on a week, she was arriving Friday, so the day before the graduation, and I couldn't pick her up because I was, you know, at work and meetings and things like that. And so I had told her to Uber to my house because I had offered up my home for them to stay in. And my daughter, without telling me, said that she was gonna go pick them up, and I was annoyed about that because, I mean, I know that my daughter's 18, but you know, the DFW airport there's a lot going on. There's a lot of exits. While I do feel like it is actually a really easy airport to get in and out of, it's still a lot of like congested traffic, not only trying to get into this airport, but getting into the airport, there's two highways that are kind of like merging, and so it's just a lot. And just because she's been driving for 2 years doesn't make her, you know, this great driver by any stretch of the means. And it's the reason why I had avoided having her go pick them up in the first place. And so already going the wrong way. I'm already not paying attention. So anyway, she goes and she picks them up and gets into a wreck. So that's why I'm telling you this part of the story, because it's just kind of like, had you know, had they listened to me, what probably wouldn't have happened. But it happened. So, but it was not my daughter's fault. So, I guess, I know I'm gonna sound like a baby saying this, but it doesn't matter that in my eyes, that it wasn't necessarily her fault, and thank God she wasn't hurt. She was not hurt, you guys. I feel like a bunch of people are gonna ask me if she was hurt, and even when I mentioned in my car accident, which I had a car accident not too long ago, I had a bunch of people ask me if I was still okay from it, but it was not one of those kind of car accidents. Zero pain, no hurt, nothing happened to our backs, necks, nothing. Her accident was worse than mine, but she still didn't get hurt at all. So, you know what, I'm just gonna go this way. So anyway, she was not hurt, thank the Lord. But I can't help but to just feel like that this was the last thing I needed. You know, just to have a car accident. Her car was just, oh my gosh. And before graduation, you know, it was just, it was awful. And I was actually at my chiropractor appointment when she had given me the call. So there I am trying to do something that's supposed to relax my body, and I was reading all in my doctor's office about how stress impacts your health and all this stuff, and I'm trying to zen and I'm trying to do all this relaxation, and then I get this phone call. I mean, that's life, like that's just, it's gonna happen, like I get that, but it's just like I can't catch a break. And so I was really angry, like I was so mad, and then just because of like our relationship, not my daughter's, but the other, just because of that our relationship, it just kind of irritated me further. So anyway, that's how the graduation situation started, with a freaking car accident. And she was basically switching lanes. She was getting into the DFW exit lane, if for those of you who are in the area and know, from 121, she was getting into the exit lane, and that lane, the DFW lane, was almost at a complete stop, because that lane was also an entrance into 121. Not only was it an exit, but it was an entrance lane, so there was a lot of cars trying to get on and get off, which that lane is typically like that at any point in the day. And so she was getting onto the exit lane, and the car behind her wasn't paying attention and just ran right into the back of her. And so yeah, so this time I called the cops. It was hilarious because I made my daughter be on FaceTime the whole time, and the cop was explaining to my daughter and to the guy who hit her. He was like, well, Texas is a no fault state, so I can't legally tell you who's at fault. He was like, but then he does. He was like, but if I had to guess, I would say it's 50-50 just because you hit her from behind. And I was like, no, dude, no matter how you spin this, no matter how you freaking spin this, if you hit somebody from behind, you're at fault. At least in Texas you are. Like, there's no 50-50 here, dude. But I didn't say anything. I just laughed. I was like, okay, this cop is a lunatic. And sure enough, you know, I called I had already filed a claim before my daughter even got home. I had already filed a claim, and we both happened to have the same insurance company. I mean, it wasn't 24 hours before my insurance company already contacted me and was like, yeah, the other party was 100% at fault, and, you know, let's get this car fixed up. So that's basically what happened. So I'm driving the rental car, and her car is going to be there for like 2 weeks apparently. There was quite a bit of damage to multiple areas of her car. So it was her bumper, her quarter panel, which is the panel above the tire. There was damage to her backup sensors, so her sensors wasn't working. And then her tail light was completely busted, and her hood, like not her hood, but her back door, you know, on an SUV, like the lift gate, that had damage to it as well. So there's my story time. Now we're gonna go in and get this return, the first return, which is the dress, and then I'm gonna go to Big Lots. So one return down, one more to go, but that's gonna be after I go to Big Lots. I do want to say, I feel like I just kind of need to emphasize this a little bit more, but I was just kind of harping on my own little, you know, little things that make you mad, but at the end of the day, you know that it's not obviously the most important thing. I know that accidents and things will happen. It's just, you know, whenever you tell someone something and they don't listen, and then that exact thing that could potentially happens. And you want to know the craziest part? Talk about, I don't know, I think Jenny, my girl Jenny, once told me that I don't know how you worded it, Jen, but I'm calling you Jen now. I don't know how you had worded it, but you had said that, you know, I had like a gift of sorts of just like sensing things and things like that. Well, so when my daughter had said that she was gonna go pick them up, I could have just as easily have said no, like, no, we're gonna go my way, they're gonna Uber. And I was just kind of like, you know, annoyed, but I was also trying to keep the peace. But that morning before my chiropractor appointment, I had this feeling. I just had this gut feeling. And what was weird about this feeling is that it was a feeling as if it had already happened, like that the accident had already happened. And I had a feeling that she was going to be in an accident. And so I had texted my daughter, and because I had shown this to other people, and I was just like, look at this. Like, I had actually told her for her to drive safe because I didn't want her to get into a wreck. And it was crazy. Like, it was just, it was the weirdest feeling. And I remember being at the chiropractor and just feeling like something's not right. And that's a weird thing for me because, oh, the car did the stop thing because I didn't turn it on. That's okay. Is it turning off? I don't even know what the car's doing. Anyway, so, all right. So anyway, I just want to say that obviously me complaining and saying, well, it wouldn't have happened if they would have listened to me. Who knows, like, what would have happened, right? Has anyone ever seen the movie Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow? You know, it's just kind of like, well, maybe that had to have happened for her to avoid something bigger. And if that's the case, then I would have rather her, you know, broken my rule. And, you know, if you don't know the Sliding Doors, and you're probably confused, but basically it was a movie where with Gwyneth Paltrow way back in the day, and it shows her what her life would have been like, and how different it would have, like how drastically different it would have been just because she had missed her train by like a couple of seconds. It shows what would have happened if she made it on the train to her life, and what would have happened if she had missed the train. So that's kind of what I'm talking about with just saying, you know, at the end of the day, this was obviously like supposed to have happened. But it was just, I was just so upset that, you know, graduation and then everything after that just went downhill like you just have no idea. That's another story time video. This transition a little bit easier, but I'm at Big Lots and I'm filming, but they're playing some really loud copyrighted music overhead, so I can't talk for too much longer. But I'm here, I'm filming for my main channel, I'm getting some glassware, I'm finding some really cute things